Live from New York, it's a show that's congratulating the Dominican Republic on a dominant run. Going into that game, also Brou is in his Ravens robe from Maxx Crosby, but I'm excited about the World Baseball Classic, Brou. I know you have to remain cool the whole time. I've got stats on the slugging percentage of the DR.
I'm your Huckleberry.
Didn't I tell you that was going to happen? I picked the DR to win it all. I said Tatis Jr. was going to shine. I said O'Neal Cruz, who's got 2 home runs, was going to shine. Everything is coming up, Brou, today.
I hate to
this
say it.
weekend. Wow! I haven't even gotten to Mad Max, but I will.
What was your take on Tatum?
Yeah, I said he was going to average 17 points a game. What he averaged this weekend?
Good teammate right there.
17 points a
You gave him
game.
that
You're just
lob.
perfect. You're just perfect.
What a weekend.
Also, Danny Parkins in
me
for
too.
Nick Wright. Welcome, Danny. Did you get any predictions right so far?
No, I got a lot of things wrong, though, it sounds like.
What'd you get? We're starting with Maxx Crosby, Baltimore Raven. 2 first-round picks headed to Las Vegas this year and next as Vegas continues their rebuild. Immediate upgrade, Brou. Since last year, sacks weren't your thing. Even though defense is in the Ravens' DNA, 30 sacks was tied for 28, pressure rate 29th. Crosby, meanwhile, has had 10 or more sacks in 4 of 7 career years. How much do you like this deal?
Yeah, no misdirection here. No misdirection needed, all right? I called for this Friday.
Yes, true.
They went out and got it done. Good job, Ravens. You tired of seeing me in a hospital bed? You're tired of seeing me on crutches?
Yep.
You're tired of seeing me in a neck brace? So you go out and get Mad Max Wilds. Danny, there is only one thing left to say. The box!
Yes, the box! It's back.
The box,
The box!
baby. We're months away, but I am in the mood, and I got food.
Oh.
Sandwiches,
Yep.
chips, and of course, a soda pop. And the reason?
Can't forget that.
It's going to be a lot of people making sandwiches for the Ravens this year. Cincinnati, get the conies, the cheese and chili dogs ready. Pittsburgh, pierogies. Houston, Tex-Mex. Cleveland, some corned beef sandwiches. It's going to be a lot of sandwich making, all right? Oh, my goodness. Where's the weakness?
Oh,
Well,
well,
do you want me to
that's
answer that?
that's a good question.
It ain't at quarterback.
No.
It's not a running back. The receivers are good. I hate losing Isaiah Likely. Good
Okay.
job, Giants.
Yep.
All right? But I'll deal with Mark Andrews. The defense, Danny, improved over the second half of last season. Defensive backfield looks, we know it's good, even though they tick me off sometimes, but it's good and gonna get better with the pass rush. Because that's something, as you said, Wiles, they didn't have last year. Jesse Minter, job well done. He's a defensive-minded coach. It's on.
It's on.
It is so
Maybe
on.
sandwich making.
I would love a sandwich, but I did not love the trade.
What?
Really?
I did.
Oh, they gave up 2 first-round picks. I'll give you this. They're one of the few teams in the league that I think should have done that because they all about win now. They're win now, period.
Well, clearly, I mean, they were.
They have to be, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, they've
Looking
been
at but their personnel
Well, sure,
before Crosby, we got to win now.
Yeah, how about it?
How many years have they been SBOB?
Oh,
This is probably
since Lamar became a superstar.
since Lamar became a superstar. So they're SBOB again. So that is obviously familiar territory. I always respect a team taking a big swing. But the 14th pick, they didn't have the 29th pick because this was not a normal year. And we can roll our eyes or shrug our shoulders at that, but there is a significant difference between a mid-first-round pick and a late first-round pick. And we can just look at the history of trading multiple first-round picks for non-quarterbacks. Those are the guys in the last decade who it's happened for. Obviously, jury's still out on Sauce Gardner and Micah Parsons, but early returns are not great. But you'll notice they're all 25, 26, or 27 years old. Maxx Crosby will be 29 years old. He's coming off the meniscus surgery, entering next year. And this is how it's gone for those teams.
You're like, but that's the Jalen Ramsey Rams.
Well, yeah. So,
Yeah,
so
they
listen,
won the
That was
Super
kind
Bowl,
of
right?
that's pretty sweet.
Well, no, I'm going to do
Oh,
it right
here
here.
it is. Okay.
So Jalen Ramsey, that one obviously worked. but they also are the team that is probably the most antithesis of the Ravens, because they are F them picks. They've used one first-round pick in the last 8 years, whereas the Ravens, Brou, they build through the draft. They are an excellent drafting team. Laramie Tunsil, he won a few playoff games, but he's now not on the team that made that trade for him. He's been traded again. So I don't know that Houston would say that that was a great trade to go get Laramie Tunsil. He's not even on the squad anymore. And the rest of those teams, again, we'll see on Sauce Gardner and Micah Parsons.
The other ones, the juries are out.
The juries are out at the top, sure, if you want to say it. But the point is, it is hard to justify that amount of draft capital for a non-quarterback. And then when you add in, you lose Likely, you lose Draymond Jones, you lose Linderbaum. You are not as stacked of a team. You are not as, oh, wow, this is the best roster in football, which a lot of people had you as yesterday. I see I'm not moving you off your robe.
You put up a nice, cute graphic about, these have failed.
Can I get a
Can I see the number?
for this
Can I
week?
see the 14th picks that have not panned out, or even 14 and above? Because there's a lot of number 3 picks, a lot of number 5 picks, a lot of number 1 picks that don't pan out. One thing I know about Maxx Crosby, he can play. Now, I get it, the knee injury and all that stuff, but he'll be fine. He is a Raven through and through.
Danny, I also like the graphics. I'm not going to call them cute. I thought they were informative.
Thank you.
Super Bowl odds don't necessarily agree with you.
Yep.
In the AFC, well, overall, it's Rams, Seahawks. And in the AFC, the Bills are tied with the Ravens there, Brou. So it feels like Vegas at large, who you seem to respect the opinions of the odds makers.
The Ravens, to Brou's point for the last 3 years, are Super Bowl or bust. They are a very talented team. And I love the hire with Jesse Minter. And in the AFC North, where Cleveland is awful and Pittsburgh has real questions and Cincinnati only fields half of a team because they only field an offense, like, they should run away with the AFC North and they should be hosting a playoff game. But that didn't happen this year.
This year was injuries. Look, you know what?
That's
I didn't
part of what
expect
happens.
pats on the back from you two. This is all about the Chargers.
What are you talking?
This is all about the Patriots.
No, the Linderbaum thing is real. Draymond Jones is nice. That was a little switcheroo for the Patriots. The Linderbaum thing, I think, is real.
I should have known. I should have known.
We're happy for you.
That the haters would be out. This is the one question this is legit. I will tell you guys this. Here's the one question, and it has been the same question the last few years. Will Lamar and the Ravens play their best football in the postseason? I'll give you that. That's still the question. To me, I hate losing Linderbaum, but there's no excuse. Every team has some hole somewhere.
Sure.
There's no excuse for them not to get it done.
Well, you put a lot of teams at SBOB.
A lot of good teams out there.
Well, right, and only one can actually win. Like, the Rams are all in.
Yep.
Trade for McDuffie, give him the biggest contract ever. The Bills are all in. The trade they made for DJ Moore.
Yep.
The Ravens are all in. Like, some of these SBOB teams are going to be disappointed, and the losses, the departing Ravens column is pretty extensive. Those are good players.
They've been disappointed too many years now. And the Bills, obviously in the same exact boat as the Ravens, but I got defense for them. We'll see, right? Because losing Sean McDermott, he's been, that defense hasn't been good in the playoffs, but regular season it's been good because of him. Mm-hmm. So that's a question mark for me. But look, y'all can't.
It's a good day.
You can't.
It's a good day to be.
You can't kill my vibe.
It's an.
I want to try as you might.
All right, we are power packed.
Vibe is immaculate
with moves, and this one is a little bit unfortunate for me because I did not see it happening. It's a shocking move for me, for Tampa Bay Bucs fans, and for Mike Evans. After a statue-worthy 12-year career in Tampa Bay, he's gone, agreeing to a 3-year deal with the 49ers. Danny, I understand that I thought this was all just agent talk, and I claimed, you don't have to tell me, but
well, I'll tell you. I'll tell you.
I was very doubtful Mike Evans was going to be on the move. Were you as surprised by this move as I was?
That's not the story.
It's part of the story. I hate this.
Well,
I hate this with a passion.
Why?
Because I
We've
like
seen this happen dozens of times before. LeBron James left Cleveland, left Miami.
It was horrible. It was sad. It was
Kevin
a sad
Durant
day.
left OKC.
And
Brou, do you not know what's going on here?
he remembers it.
His take aged like an avocado. Can I show you Kevin Wilde's from 6 days ago on Mike Evans? Please roll the tape.
If Mike Evans leaves Tampa Bay, I will cook this into a donut and eat it.
Wow.
The
Wait,
script.
you think there's no chance?
There is
he leaves?
zero
keeping
chance.
him to it.
There is zero chance.
What's your favorite type of donut?
And a cruller, actually.
All right, well.
I mean, it was a savvy move by me to say I would cook it into a donut. It's not like I'll eat my shoe. It's just you throw it into a blender. But I am shocked, and I just think this is an odd move for Tampa Bay to let an all-time legend who is still producing. I don't know. I feel like there's an emotional component to this. Shout out to Brock, though. Are you happy for Brock, bro?
I am happy for Brock. Obviously Evans. I think he's still. I still think he's a 1.
Yeah.
So I'm happy for Brock. You just hope the other guys can stay healthy. Now Pearsall, Jennings, it makes them better because they kind of go down, to the 2 and the 3. So yeah, it's great for the Niners. I mean, I'm not happy about the news that they might, not have Trent Williams, that they might be open to moving him, but they know what they're doing, I would imagine. So I am very happy about this. I'm just stunned that you are so broken up about this.
I am too. I am not a Tampa Bay Bucks fan. I just found that for over a decade of my life, Mike Evans was Tampa Bay. And maybe it's a little bit of like Brady New England scar tissue. But Mike Evans was a Buck.
He's their all-time leader in catches, yards, and touchdowns.
It's like, it's always 1,000 yards. He's fighting for it. He got hurt, and I don't know.
You didn't feel this way when Aaron Rodgers left the Packers.
Yes. I mean, I felt like the writing was on the wall there.
Well, the writing was on the wall here. You just
I didn't think it was.
Well, no,
I don't know what Tampa Bay's like. They re-signed Cade. Like, I don't know if Tampa Bay's. It's an odd move for Tampa Bay and Baker, I think.
Well, so I think the difference between this and the Rodgers one is there was obviously a lot of public animosity of Rodgers at the end. There was a lot of public animosity for Tom Brady at the end. I don't know about that. You don't remember any of that came out?
In New England?
Yeah, you don't remember any of that?
All the articles and books and.
No, whatever. Keep on going.
I'm just saying. I think moves have been telegraphed more than this one. Mike Evans has been up before for contracts and has re-signed in Tampa. And at times it even felt like he took less money to stay in Tampa. Chris Godwin last year took less money to stay in Tampa. So it did seem like there was a real chance that he was going to be a Buck for life. But Tampa needed to allocate some resources on the defensive side of the ball. Like their offense has been great. They drafted Emeka Egbuka last year, who was really good. They signed Godwin, who is still good when he was coming off of the ankle injury.
They still got a good receiver.
And we'll talk Alec Pierce later, but I don't know if you guys have noticed, it's a good time to be a free agent wide receiver.
Yeah.
Like Alec Pierce just got the highest free agent wide receiver deal ever. Mike Evans is 33 years old and got a 3-year deal for $20 million a year. Like, that is a massive financial commitment to a player who is,
those always seem like, it's like the deal we signed Stephon to last year.
Yeah, you can get out of it. You can move it around.
It's always like a 3-year, 60, and it's like, all right, 1 year.
Right.
And we'll see all the specifics when it comes out. And yeah, for San Francisco, a team that is old and has injuries, this is another older player, so we'll see. So it's probably a shorter commitment. You're right. But I just think that Tampa needed to allocate some resources to the defensive side of the ball. But yeah, great career.
Look,
sorry you're sad.
I find it strange that I'm sad. But if the NFC West becomes like an offensive-driven squad, and Darnold's got JSN, and Stafford's got Puka and Devontae, Brock kind of always trying to check the IR, who's on, who's not, the injury, trying to figure it out. To hopefully, if Mike can play 17 games.
Right. I mean, he is an older receiver, as Danny said, and, the other guys have been injury prone, so we'll see.
866 catches, over 13,000 yards, 108 touchdowns. Will now be catching them from Brock Purdy. All right, we're headed
on the air tomorrow.
Yes, and we have to figure out how if there's any donut company who's willing to put a script
We can
inside
find a
their
donut
product. Kansas City Chiefs added another Super Bowl MVP to their roster. Kenneth Walker now in the backfield, 3 years, almost $29 million guaranteed. Other news today out of Kansas City, Tonga coming over from New England. I loved him. And Kelsey is back. More on that story later. Here's Kenneth Walker's stats. Regular season, 13 rushes a game, popped up to almost 22 in the playoffs from 60 to 104, and 5 rushing touchdowns, and then 4 in the playoffs. Mahomes is thrilled, writing "Let's go" and 2 muscle biceps. Your reaction to this, Danny?
A massive need for the Chiefs has been filled. Everyone's Jeremiah Love, the 9th pick. He's going to be gone.
Yep.
He's going to be gone before 9. So they needed running back help. We have been talking about the Chiefs needing production at the running back spot since Isaiah Pacheco broke his leg.
Yep.
And is the best way to get a productive running back how they got it with Pacheco? A 7th round pick who you find and you draft. Yes, that is the best way to do it. But when you have apparently 1 year left to Kelsey, Chris Jones towards the end, and you're smack dab in the middle of Patrick Mahomes' prime, and he's coming off of his first significant injury, sometimes you're going to want to turn around and hand the ball off to a good player. And you're going to also want chunk plays to not have to only come from Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
And Kenneth Walker, we saw it in the playoffs. He's got a tremendous amount of burst. And he was, because of the timeshare with Charbonnet, he really wasn't used that much in Seattle. Like, the thing that jumps off of that graphic you showed was the 13 rush attempts per game. Like, that's a very low number. Like, the Chiefs are going to do more than that for sure. And if we show up the explosive runs, he had more by himself than the Chiefs had all of last year. And that was with Kenneth Walker not getting the ball all that much. So, assuming Kenneth Walker becomes the focal point of their running game, which for $15 million a year, he obviously will, he should have a massive statistical season next year in Kansas City.
Wow.
I see no reason for him
Massive.
not.
Like, what are you thinking?
At least 1,200 yards and 10 touchdowns.
Holy cow.
I mean, he had 1,000 yards in Seattle with Charbonnet getting 13 carries a game.
Yeah, so Nick disagrees with this, but we have seen time and time again, running back gets hurt. I mean, you could almost argue this is the Kenneth Walker story. Running back goes down, new running back comes in, either free agent or waiver wire guy comes in and just picks up where the other guy was because the line and the play calling and the system works. The fact that Kansas City was so inept at running the ball makes me think it's not just a Pacheco problem. It was not just a Clyde Edwards-Helaire problem. Part of me thinks it's either a line problem or a play calling problem when you're down with just the teams these are the only teams that ran the ball less effectively than the Chiefs. Raiders, who have a great running back, we think. Cardinals, Titans, Bengals, Saints, Browns, Steelers, Chiefs. I'm just not sure they were just a running back away, that it's not more systemic, for lack of a better word.
I think that there's probably some truth to that. They hired Eric Bieniemy, former running back coach, offensive coordinator, come in, so he's expected to.
Maybe he solves it too.
He's expected to.
And when he was there, they had a decent run game.
Yep.
Correct. And they're hoping, obviously, that Trey Smith and Creed Humphrey stay healthy together all year, the interior of their offensive line, which should be an elite run blocking unit. So, yeah. And also, sometimes you have to just spend to fix a need. They had gotten nothing from that position now for years, and they just signed the Super Bowl MVP. I don't know how you don't like the deal.
I like it. Clearly, they needed it. I agree. Love was not going to be there at number 9. And for Mahomes, when he comes back, even whether it's game 1 or whenever, it's going to help him to have a running back that they can just give the ball to, and he can get them 4 or 5 yards. And Walker showed when Charbonnet got hurt that he can be that bell cow.
Yep.
Like, that's why his numbers went up. Well, and a lot of running backs can't do that. But he can be more than a guy that splits time. Now, he's not a great pass catcher.
No.
But he is a bell cow, and so I think that'll be more necessary. It's been necessary for them, but even more so with Mahomes coming off the injury. So I do like it a lot. I think what you said is interesting. But I think Walker's great. He can break tackles. He's got, runs with power, but obviously also can break long runs. So he's a very good running back, so I think he'll be good for them.
I do not expect the Chiefs to be the Chiefs of old, the 14-3 Chiefs. I do expect them to be the no one wants to see them in the playoffs Chief that sneaks in there as a wild card. And the playoff experience would be like, yeah, I was a Super Bowl MVP before, so now it's a Mahomes and Kenneth Walker. Scarier.
You're already giving the division to someone else. They're a wild card team. I like that.
Look,
early prediction.
I don't want to get you going, okay? It's like telling my kids, like, hey, if you eat dinner, we're going to go to the ice cream store. And they just start talking about ice cream the entire dinner. They don't eat their dinner.
Go ahead, say it. I know
The Chargers look scary out
there. Yeah, they do.
Justin Herbert and Mike McDaniel, they look great.
They should win that division.
Oh, my God, are we a Chargers show? Did we all just become
I'm just telling you.
Chargers
they do look good. All right, quickly on to the NBA. Jason Tatum returned to the court about 300 days since tearing his Achilles, and frankly, he played great. 2 games, 27 minutes, 2 wins, step backs, dunks, some defense, a little bit of everything here, Brou. Friday against the Mavs, and it was Sunday in Cleveland. Brou, to me, it looks like a very methodical and planned return. 27 minutes, both games. He took 16 shots, made 6 of them, both games, 15 points and 20 points. Did Tatum exceed your expectations?
No, I mean, this is what I expected him to do. Like, I thought he would come out and play well. Now, it's not Jason Tatum yet, shooting 37% from the floor, 29% from 3. I like that he was aggressive. He obviously is still trying to get his rhythm, his timing back. You saw him, I think he missed his first 9 shots on Friday night, at least his first 6, if not his first 9. And then he got going. And this is the reason I thought that he would be able to come in and kind of pick up where he left off was because they have a system that they obviously create tons of space. And he, even in a diminished form, is going to be better at beating defenders one-on-one and using that space than Derek White, Baylor Shireman, Sam Hauser, any of these guys. Pritchard got a lot to it in his little bag, so he can make his own stuff, and obviously Brown. But I felt like with the spacing that they get, he's going to still be able to beat people off the dribble, and he's going to get open looks because that's what their offense creates, and he did it. But I think he's just going to get better. And I'm not saying we'll see him at his 100% peak this season necessarily, but I think he's going to be a very good player for them. And one thing you also saw, Jaylen Brown, you saw it against Cleveland in particular, was getting single coverage. He's been doubled a lot this season. So now having Tatum on the floor open things up for Brown. So look, the Celtics have a great chance to get out of the East.
Oh.
There's no question. I mean,
you were thinking about selling all of your Piston stock. No, you quietly
Pistons are in a little slump, and I'm not going to totally, put everything in this. But their shooting is obviously shaky. I think Detroit, Boston, and New York are, and I put Cleveland, I know you like them, Danny, a little behind that group. But those 3, it might be about matchups. I don't think the Knicks want to see Detroit. And I think they're hoping privately somebody takes them out. But the Knicks beat Boston last year with Tatum. So it might be matchups as to how this works out. But, yeah, Boston, their fans should be over the moon.
Over the moon. Yes, because you seemed so optimistic about this. But it still is an Achilles for a basketball player. Yeah. Now, maybe we just need to throw it all out. Everything that we've known about this injury in the past. Because normally it would happen to older players, and normally it would take longer to come back from. But because of the style of play and the distance covered and how difficult it is physically, it seems like we're getting more Achilles injuries and they're happening to younger guys. And Tatum opted to do his surgery the next morning, right? Before 24 hours had come since he ruptured it, he was doing the surgery, and he's back in less than 300 days. And the numbers are whatever. 27 minutes?
Yeah.
27 minutes twice in 3 days for a guy coming off of an Achilles injury? That is astonishing. You can talk about Dominique, we can talk about Kobe, we can talk about guys who have done it before, but I thought he looked awesome. I really would not have cared if he would have went 0 for 16. Like, the fact that he
0
was...
for 16 would have hit my radar.
It would have been a headline. But, like, the fact that he was able to play 27 minutes twice in 3 days and feel comfortable to take that number of shots, and they weren't all catch and shoot. There were plenty. Right. But, like, the fact that he was doing everything, that if that's your starting point on this 20-game sprint to the playoffs, yeah, the Celtics are in very, very good shape.
I don't think he was in cruise control by any stretch, obviously, but he said that the game against the Cavs felt a little bit more normal. Tomorrow against the Spurs, all of the Wemby hype, we know the Spurs are a surging team. I wonder, last time he had 32, 14, and 7 last game against Wemby, last year. I wonder if he's like, you know what, let me see if I got a little bit of extra.
See if you go put 30 on him?
If he did that, I'd be amazed. Like it's not, Wemby obviously is the key, and he deters a lot of shots at the rim, in the paint, all that. But they're going to, because of Wemby's presence back there, it allows them to pick you up full court, play you physically.
It'll be interesting.
So their young cats, Stephon Castle and Dylan Harper and De'Aaron Fox, all their defenders are going to really put pressure on Tatum and test him, and I'd be shocked if he went for 30.
I'm interested. I could see it going either way. Like, oh, he gets 30, or like, no, you know what, full court, just he wasn't ready for it.
Yeah.
We're headed to Miami. Miami gave Tua the bag, and now they're left holding the bag. He was released. Dolphins hit with a record $99 million dead money hit. In his spot, Malik Willis. 3 years, almost $70 million. First 2 years are guaranteed, total of 45. He reunites with his GM and coach, Jeff Hafley, from the Packers, so a good vote of confidence there. Danny, we'll start with you. What's the bigger headline here for you? Tua leaving and the huge dead cap hit, or Malik Willis?
Well, the bigger headline, I think, is Malik Willis, because we've just known that Tua was going to be a former Dolphin since the end of the season. I mean, they voluntarily were playing Quinn Ewers over him, right? So I mean, this has been writing on the wall that Tua was going. If I was running the Dolphins, I would have taken the full cap hit this year instead of spreading it out over 2 to do the soft tank basically, and just take your medicine this year and then fully restart next year. So that's just an accounting issue. But I'm really excited to see what Malik Willis looks like. And, you know, he goes with Jeff Hafley, who knew him from Green Bay, the general manager. You knew him. This year, though, they've let go of so much talent. I'm glad that there's pretty solid guarantees in year 2, because this year is not going to be a very friendly year to make your audition to the rest of the league that you're a bona fide starter. But, you know, he just got $65 million to go give it a shot.
Look, I loved it. We talked about this before.
We both love Malik Willis.
I love Malik Willis, and I also love the fact that the Dolphins went out and got him, because there's a lot of teams that can look at what he was able to do, and I think this is the biggest story, clearly, because I'm talking about it. Look at what he can do and just don't know. There are a lot of uncertainties. There were a lot of known factors because of the rapport, the relationship. You mentioned it, Jeff Hafley, Eric Sullivan, the general manager. Like, they know what they're getting, not only as a player, but character as an individual. They understand the work ethic that he's willing to put in. They've seen it. They've literally gone against him every day. Jeff Hafley on his defense. When you know what you are going to get, you don't feel like it's a risk. So you put that money in the bank. Now you can go out into the draft and the rest of free agency and start that process, whether you're continuing to get rid of guys and adding different pieces that you know you're going to use to bolster your roster for a future. You're going to do that definitely in the draft, but getting Malik Willis to solidify your quarterback need, because you definitely had a need and you feel strongly that this could be the guy that we move forward with for the future if he continues to evolve and grow, this is the move to make.
Well, first with Tua, I felt this way, like teams just need to not be so impulsive or be more patient. Because to me, there was no reason for the Dolphins to give him all that money. With his injury history, I felt the same way about Kyler. who kind of forced Arizona. You know, he took everything down from his social media about the Cardinals. Like, he forced them into paying him that big money, and now you just let him go. So I just think there are some of these guys where you're not certain about, you need to be more patient on. And we've seen several teams now end up with egg on their face. So that's number one. Two, for Tua, there's talk about him going to Atlanta. Like, Atlanta's going to go out after him. I like that for him. Now, I know Penix is the starter there, but Penix, with his injury history, I'm just saying for Tua, if he ends up in Atlanta, you're going to a place where they have weapons. All right, I know they haven't been great, obviously, lately, but they do have offensive weapons, running back, receiver, tight end, and you may really get a chance to play, you know, because of the injury history of Penix. So I like that for Tua. As far as Malik, you're right. Like, the fact that Hafley knows him from Green Bay, like that is the most positive thing here, because it is a small sample size. 3 starts in 2 years, and he was great in those starts. I mean, 78% completion, I think a 134 pass rating, but that is a tiny sample size. So seeing him in practice, I guess they're like, look, this is our guy. Yeah. But Danny's right. I don't expect anything from him this year, because that team is depleted. So you're going to have to, unless he just goes out there and is able to overcome his circumstances, but I would think he's going to struggle this first year. And it might look bad initially, but Hafley obviously has major confidence.
So I think they struggle as a team. I don't think he will struggle as a player, because he's so exciting. When you look at the ability that he has to extend plays, get out of the pocket, use his legs, the physicality that he can run with, the accuracy that he throws with, that's a plus. So you insert him in any offense, and it's instant excitement. It's not necessarily wins, but it's excitement. It's like, we can rally behind this guy. Sure. In terms of Tua, like, I don't think a lot of people really pay attention to the importance of having a backup quarterback that meets the requirements. Like, it makes sense that the Falcons are going after Tua Tagovailoa. He's a left-handed quarterback. We don't have to reset our strength, our offensive tackle situation.
There's not a lot of lefty QBs. They have both of them.
And so now you
But he leads with that?
Absolutely.
Like, hi, it's me too. I'm left-handed.
Hey, you lead with that. You know, I can back up.
Shorter version.
I can back up your guy.
I also get injured.
The reality is,
with a worse arm.
But the reality is if he's going in, and you can say he can compete for a starting job, sure. I doubt that that's the case. Right. But if you're saying he's going to be your number 2 guy, I'm good with that. Yeah. If we're going to if something happens to Penix Jr. and you have Tua coming off the bench as your backup quarterback, you feel really good about that situation.
All right, well, we're going to head back to Kansas City. Travis Kelce back for his 14th year with some early ideas that he would be open to suitors. Kind of like Mike Evans, you know? Thought there was zero chance.
It's nothing sacred anymore.
But in his professional and personal life, he remains engaged. Kelce's 2025 season down for him, but as far as tight ends go, pretty good. 4th in targets, 6th in receptions, yards per reception 11, which is good for 9th best. 5 touchdowns among 28 tight ends with 40 receptions. Okay, so what are your expectations for Travis Kelce, Greg?
Be what they need you to be, and that means in moments where we need you, the Travis Kelce of old, to kind of give us a splash, give us that. They're not going to ask him to be what he's always been over the course of his career. We know that Travis Kelce, that time is gone. However, with Patrick Mahomes on the field and Travis Kelce there, they have such a rapport and a feel of one another. He's going to give you those moments. In big situations, you know you can count on him and rely on him. And he's a safety valve for Patrick Mahomes. So the fact that he's coming back, it makes sense. You don't want to end your career on that sour note. Not making the postseason, obviously going into this past season with expectations of not only having a chance to win the Super Bowl, but at least getting a deep playoff run. None of those happened. You finished 3rd in your division. It just all was bad for Kansas City. Your best friend gets hurt. He's the quarterback. There's a lot of positive things coming out of the fact that he's going to come back and be with Patrick Mahomes. this year.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Look, you said safety valve. I do think with him and Kenneth Walker, you've kind of got two security blankets for Mahomes coming back off the injury, a guy he's familiar with, and then a running back. The thing is, Kelsey was their number one receiver last year. And some of that was Rashee Rice being out, Xavier Worthy getting hurt. But now there's questions again about Rice. So if Rice isn't there, like to me, if they don't have Rashee Rice, they got to upgrade that receiving group because I don't think Kelsey can be their number one receiver again if they want to really compete for make the playoffs and go further. So that's what I'm looking to see. I think they're going to have to upgrade that receiving room.
Yeah, I think we're going to do a lot of conversations in the next 45 days about Carnell Tate, the wide receiver from Ohio State there with the 9th pick. For them, I agree, Brou. They definitely need another pass catcher. Obviously, Travis Kelce loves football, but we should probably just applaud him for how much he loves football. I mean, this guy could star in movies, host game shows.
Star in movies. Slow down.
He's on his way to.
It's not easy to do that.
You can star in movies.
You don't think that Travis Kelce's going to star in movies?
The Rock can star in movies.
Well, yeah, he's on that trajectory.
He's not on The Rock's trajectory.
He was great in Happy Gilmore.
He was good, yes.
he was a really solid performance as the waiter. Could have had better material to work with, but I bought it, is all I'm saying. He's got a very robust career after football.
I'll buy that.
Right? And then it's just the type of thing where you said he didn't want to go out like he went out last year. He also didn't want to go out like he went out the year before.
Yeah.
With the Super Bowl loss and how he played in that game. Like you don't get to end a perfect career unless you're most guys do not end by hoisting a Lombardi trophy and walking off into the sunset. And he just keeps coming back.
He's searching for that.
And he's searching for it, which I do really respect because he is still good. He's not Trey McBride or Brock Bowers. He's not the best tight end in football, but he is still really good, and he's going to give it another shot.
You know what I was surprised by? Not necessarily off walking away totally. I was surprised he didn't pull like a Gronk move, like week 8. Like, I don't know, does he have 20 games in him?
Sure.
Or I thought he'd come in after Thanksgiving, you know what, a little extra break for me, a little extra, take away 8 games of hits, 8 games of training camp, and then come in and make a look.
I think a lot of that with Gronk was just his injury history. He'd been injured so much. Like, I wouldn't think a player, if you're healthy generally, you're not thinking, man, just let me play half the season, I would imagine.
It's like how Nick is treating March.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.